So listen, man, for the first 60 seconds of this video, I'm gonna just talk to you because I don't know how the YouTube algorithm is gonna read the images on the screen. I just ain't wanted to hit you in the face like splat ow, and then now my video is demonetized. I don't know. So we gonna talk about this very quickly. So what's going on? Tracie Ellis Ross is 51 years old, right? She is going through a midlife 304 crisis, right? Like people look at her and they use her as an example of, a woman at 51 or, middle-aged woman, no kids, no man, pretty much a nightmare, on paper, as far as what a woman's life is supposed to go like. And that's based on the desires that women put out there. So now we're going to get to the picture. So it's a post on Facebook, and a guy captioned it, "There is no need to be doing this at 51 years old." Now you see in one picture, she is covering up her chesticles. And then on the other one, she is showing off the cheeks. Let's read some reactions. So a woman says the dude with the blunt in his face on a profile pic, duly noted. Somebody responded something to her. She's like first off, the chick is nobody because it's Facebook, but she's like a motivational speaker or something like that, so whatever. The response is not going to make sense to you. But you see the older women on this thread attacking him. He mad because he got excited. Another one says, "Facts with those ghetto house tats looks horrible with a roach is crazy." A roach is basically, small blunt or whatever, like, burned down and stuff like that. He needs to evaluate his life choices. Another comment says, "It's better than a kid doing it." STFU, man. That's a ridiculous statement. We're just going to blow past it. It's actually worse, man. The dignity and respect vanishes. If it was done by a kid, we'd at least feel okay because we know we'd be able to call the kid to order. One's nakedness is sacred. You think it's cool hearing boys my age, boys is crazy, boys my age calling a woman her age a snack? Now that same guy replies, "Don't lie to yourself, honey. No nakedness is a normality in my continent. People get beaten or burned to death for such stuff, or they get mistreated." And this is the last one that we'll barely go over. The chick says, "Yes, I fucks with it, sis, look good." And then another one says, "Dude, come on, speak for yourself," etc., etc. So, welcome to America. That's the first thing I gotta say, man. Well, I'm gonna get into my thoughts, and they're gonna be all over the place. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first thing is, I like to see shit like this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it is fascinating to me. Not because she is sexy or anything like that. It's fascinating to me because, in my opinion, this is the trajectory of whole life. This is where it gets you. If you think before the internet and stuff like that, you would have to, if you just follow a person's life and stuff like that, which I know that sounds crazy, but you'll be in proximity of some of these people. So you go to school with a chick and she's getting bust down, right? She's getting bust down. Then y'all graduate. In a lot of cases, you might not see her again for a long time. But hey, let's pretend y'all go to the same college and y'all go away for college. She get bust down in college. Okay. Then you might not see her after college, but let's just pretend y'all both move to another city and stuff like that. And you living your life. You might get married. You might be doing whatever you're doing. But you find out that this chick is on the party scene and she is partying all the time and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. So you start hearing that through the grapevine and stuff like that. Shit, you might even go out and party one night and just see her out just wilding and stuff like that. All right, but now you guys hit your 30s. You guys hit your 30s and you see what's going. You have to be in person to see a lot of the stuff that's going on. But now with the internet, the way that it works is, okay, I'll tell you, because this is the life I live. You look at one of the most prolific whores that you ever seen in your life from high school or something, right? Like that, right? Like from your area, from your city, whatever, from your youth. Like she has done a crazy amount of work, right? You have social media now. These people, especially women, because they take so many selfies. They share every detail of their life, where they work. I seen a collage or like a TikTok of a chick at her job and how she was moving up. Like they do that type of stuff. They just love vlogging their life and keep it, and they won't even have a platform. They not even trying to get like how I'm on YouTube. They won't even be on YouTube. They'll just be on Facebook with people that they went to school with, people that they know, people from their area, and just be putting all their life information out there. And this is the better thing about social media. You get to see people's thoughts. And that's what I really find fascinating about social media because, even though we got a lot of this man, woman, like, they getting on these podcasts and stuff right now, I get to see the psyche of a hoe. I get to see what goes through a chick's mind because they will put all of it out there for the most part. They don't care. They will put everything out there. And maybe not everything, but they will put out stuff that and this is another thing, man, and I'll be real. A lot of chicks are oblivious to the red flags that they have. They are oblivious to the things that whole culture promotes that repels men from them in terms of commitment. So when we look at social media, a lot of chicks will do what she did. Cover up her chest with her actual raw boob skin out and stuff like that. And they'll do that, and this is what happens. Because if you go and look at the comments, I didn't read all the comments. The one where the dude was like, speak for yourself. He was like, I like it. He was copping please through the whole comments and stuff like that. Is men, let's be honest. We know we want to see naked women. That's what it is. That's how, if men didn't want to see naked women, the porn industry wouldn't be going so crazy right now. OnlyFans wouldn't have made more or close to as much as the NBA last year. And I got a video I'm going to do on this in detail, like way more detail. But at the end of the day, we want to see naked women because of our desires and how we are built, how we are hardwired, et cetera, et cetera. We like being sexually aroused. But at the end of the day, I'm going to just give you one simple piece. We want to be sure that the kid is ours. We do not want a woman that everybody has had or can have as far as our actual mate that we are committed to. So with that being said, a lot of people mistake the excitement that guys have for approval when it comes to commitment. It's not the same thing. So again, it's not just fascinating to me because this is the trajectory of a hoe, but it's like when you really look at it, she more than likely is completely oblivious and just feeding off the validation that she gets from everybody, men and women, on the internet for her body at 51. And that is the thing. When you look at this shit, it doesn't matter what time frame we're talking about. Getting attention with your body as a woman is just it's not a hard thing to do. Getting attention with your body as a woman in any type of shape, is like a man pushing a couch. It's the easiest thing a guy could do, except for women. It's far more rewarding to their ego, to the dopamine in their head and all that shit. It's far more addictive and engaging. But you expect to see young women, because if you look at how the trajectory is supposed to go, you expect younger women to be seeking attention with their body and things like that, because let's go through the whole shit very quickly. Early years are the party years. Then when you get around, the like late 20s and stuff like that, that's when the average woman in this society begins to say, okay, I need to switch to, long-term mates instead of short-term mates. It's time to settle down because at the end of the day, whether they have kids or not, you know, they know that two things are going. Number one, their fertility, as far as them being able to produce eggs and have kids and stuff like that. Even if they got 2, 4, 5, 12 baby dads, they still know that that is a part of their value. But also, their looks are their main asset. So the fun guys that they used to fuck used to be broke guys with muscles or drug dealers with money who live the types of lives that, could put you in danger and stuff like that. They want something, more stable, and they want a provider male. That's what they want now. They want somebody who is a good guy that's going to be good to the kids that they had with the other guy, or good to the future kids that they want to have, and is going to be in a provider position, and he's not going to be the funnest guy. He's not going to be the most attractive guy. She's always going to want that other guy from her past. And then at the end of the day, man, she settles down with that guy, and she's in the, I'm just going to call it the long-term mating part of her life. And she is trying to get long-term mates, and she might get divorced twice, 3 times, or just rock out with one guy, whatever the case may be. But this is when she is trying to, cash in on her looks before they diminish completely. And when you look at a woman like this, and when you look at the trajectory of how most women, pretty much conduct themselves and things like that, you could look at her and say, okay, you have completely dropped the ball. You have completely dropped the ball. Now, that's not to say that she actually wants what every other woman wants. But listen, you're listening to this and you're a man. You're a man. Imagine me telling you that, yeah, just because this guy's a virgin, or just because this guy is celibate, that doesn't mean he doesn't want sex like most guys. No, he could be the exception to the rule. He could be the actual exception to the rule. Maybe he really has no desire for sex at all. If you are a man, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If it wasn't bullshit, no fap and all that shit wouldn't even be a movement, because it'd just be so easy and effortless, and there wouldn't be a need for any guidance for men being celibate and holding in their seed. As a man, that's bullshit. The desire that you have in yourself, the desire that damn near all men have inside themselves. There might be some men who are castrated. There might be some men who, got some severe type of mental illness. There might be some guys who are actually asexual. I don't know what that is exactly, but I guess that's like you're not attracted to anybody type shit. But the average male has a strong desire for sex. And when you look at the average woman, how we desire sex, yeah, they desire sex too. But guess what they desire more? Commitment from a man that they actually fucking like. And to act like there's absolutely no desire in a woman for commitment from a man, yet she's out here putting her boobs on fucking Instagram like she's fucking 19 or some shit to get male attention. Oh, no, no, no. She's doing it for herself. You motherfuckers be so full of shit saying shit like that. But listen, man, if she want male attention, she absolutely wants male commitment. And as far as how life has been going, it's just not there, man. Whatever is going on, she's got to work it out mentally. But she's in the fourth quarter. Something crazy. We could sit here and we could shame her and do all of this stuff, but at the end of the day, man, what it comes down to is when you look at her being single and you look at most women in this position, the guys that they want more than likely, typically, don't want them as long-term mates. So as far as my final thoughts are, this is immature. If you are black, this is the equivalent of a male doing a money fan with a big ass chain on and a bunch of ice and just spreading money all over his arm like Pooh Shiesty and stuff. But he's 50 something, and just, showing guns and pictures like, like big ass extended clip hanging out his pants, but he's 51. He's 51. I don't care if, gangster shit is cool or like whatever people think. Like, listen, even 51-year-old gangsters know, like, you don't do that shit. That's for the young dudes. You don't do that shit. That shit is weak. That shit is lame. That shit is immature. It's not the activity that an older person is supposed to do. Really, that activity is nothing anybody is supposed to do. But it's especially lame when you are a 51-year-old man. But when it comes to this, nobody will look at it like that because, again, we all love women's bodies and stuff like that. So that's why I didn't call it corny or lame, but I did call it immature. And the second and last of the final thoughts that I have is that when you do all this clubbing, when you do all these body shots, a dude or another chick sipping a fucking, rum out your belly button and stuff like that, when you do all this, it's Halloween, let me thong up and go to the club and stuff like that. When you spend your 20s, and look, I'm not saying she did this. Let's just get this off of her, this part. Let's just get this off of her. We talking in general now. When you spend your 20s ruining your reputation, ruining, your social standing as a woman. Some women even go into their 30s doing that. That's where we at now. Some chicks is even in their 30s and 40s still absolutely ruining their social standing as a woman. When you run your shit into the ground, and again, we're not talking about Tracie Ellis Ross, but you end up with results like this because I don't know her past. I don't know what she's doing in Hollywood. I haven't heard no orgy rumors about her. But when I look around, even at other celebrities or people, on a regular people level, even if it's not in my area, sometimes it's in my area, but just all around the map, just regular people. This is the type of result you get when you were like a stripper or something like that, and you really identify with stripping and you was doing coke all through your 20s and you just didn't get out the game. You shit stripped a little bit into your 30s. Now you got to go be the cashier at XY. You just can't mentally get right, and you can't let the game go, and you can't just stop trying to use your looks and stop trying to look like bro, I done seen this. That's how come I'm saying what I'm talking about. I done seen, I'll just keep it so real, man. It took me till I was an adult to know that people that I had seen, in my younger years, in the early 90s, were club rats in the 90s. Some of the adults that I seen were club rats. Some of the adults that I seen were doing drugs. Some of the adults that I seen were having mad casual sex with mad partners. Some of the adults I seen were having kids by one person and then telling somebody else that it's their kid, et cetera, et cetera. It took me till I was an adult to realize a lot of this shit was going on, and then to look at my past and be like, you know what? All of that shit lines up. And then look at those same people as an adult male and say, that's where that lifestyle gets you at 40, 50, and even in some cases, 60. That's it for today, man.